Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Health Made Simple Show. I'm your host, Dr. Bart, and today is going to be a great topic. We are going to do what I call the top 5 health trends of 2025. And these trends are ones that I've personally observed in my clinic, in my virtual practice, and everywhere else in my life. It means my ventures of traveling around and going to seminars, teaching, all of the above, and then also talking to my colleagues and watching everything that is, let's say, trending, even in social media, in all the health different worlds. This is not necessarily like a biohacking top 5. This is health trends. And I'll also tell you this. I just looked at this list and I thought to myself, this would be a perfect outline for you to just use as a way to just kind of guide your health goals. I'm telling you, this is spot on. I'm going to give you 5 things, which are health trends that I saw over 2025. This is my personal list that I saw continuously just building steam throughout 2025. And when I talk about trends, I expect them not to be fads. I expect them to continue to maintain and build steam as we go. And then eventually, as they're trending, they become normalized. So if this becomes your outline for 2026 in terms of just taking care of yourself, I think you would be spot on. This is almost like doing a lot of homework for you. All right, so let's dive in. First, let me just say thank you, since we are right in the spirit of Thanksgiving. I want to make just take a quick special moment here to say thank you for all of you that have continued to support me, the Health Made Simple Show, our businesses here, Prema, our organic cafe, the Dog Kula, our dog food store, or of course Balance Health Studio, and all the things that we do to just try to help you, our family, our community, all of these different people. Thank you for participating. Thank you for sharing it out, keep spreading it, keep spreading the word, keep spreading the love here, keep sharing it out, keep spreading the love. We do appreciate it. Like anything else, any of those of you that are in business, you understand that without good clientele, without good customers, your business isn't good either. So I appreciate and love all of you for what you're doing. Keep doing your thing. My goal here at the Health Made Simple Show is always just to continue to do my best to help you recognize that health is simple, that you were born to be healthy. Your creator created you in the eyes of perfection. And I do not say that lightly. You cut your arm today, it heals. Our job along the way to recognize it, to honor, obey it, give back love, give back thanks, give gratitude to our creator by essentially getting out of the way. In my job, the best I can, I'm going to continue to let you know how easy it is to get out of the way and actually support this beautiful thing that we have called the human body. All right. With that being said, just a big fat thank you. I'm super grateful for all of you. All right, let's dive in. I love this topic. I love looking at it. And it also gives me a sense of my own little litmus test. How well am I doing relative to these top 5 trends? So let's dive right in. I don't know any particular order here. I don't think number 1 is greater than number 5. They're all important in my eyes. And I think it's a spectacular way to, if you're looking for an outline to see kind of just how you were doing measuring up with your own health, this would be a great one. All right, number 1 is this, that we are seeing a massive trend in the decline of alcohol consumption. Many of you have seen this on the rise, which is very interesting because during COVID, we saw some of the highest levels of alcohol purchasing that we've ever seen in the United States. And now last year, the last time they did these stats, we saw the lowest adult consumption, which is less than 54% of adults are now consuming alcohol on any level of a regular basis. And that's the lowest in over 90 years, folks. And I think that's absolutely awesome. So I'll have to comment on what I believe is a couple reasons for this. And I tell you what, the Gen Zs are leading the way, yet overall 90-year low of alcohol consumption. This is fantastic. And I think this happens for a couple of reasons. First, I want to at least acknowledge this is that, well, here's why. I think there's so much more honest conversation about health happening now. Like the simple conversation you hear me say all the time, that to be healthy, quite frankly, it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, and you're going to have to do some unfamiliar things. In that same vein, you're hearing more and more podcasters and people that are in the health space say the honest truth about alcohol, that it's a poison, which it always has been. We've just kind of got maybe lured down a road in the past of just kind of like getting confused about, is it good for me? Is it bad for me? I heard that it was good. It was anti-aging. No, folks, it's ethanol. It's a poison for the liver. It's poison for the human body. It poisons every cell all the time. But I really think the trend is what's taking place is that what we're seeing is that people are starting to take a pause and recognize that they just do better. And the question I always, and I'll ask every one of you, if you're still drinking and holding on to it a little bit, I just ask you this simple question. And this actually leads into trend number 3 in just a moment here, 3 or 4, that ask yourself this question. Do you think you're better off as a dad, a mom, a brother, a sister, a business owner, a neighbor, cousin, friend, son, daughter? Do you think you're better when you drink? Or do you think you're better when you're sober and not drinking whatsoever? And we all know the absolute only one answer for that is you're never better after you drink or while you're drinking, because it changes who you are. And for those subtle reasons, I think people are just waking up to the possibility that maybe I'll just take a pause and see what happens. Oftentimes, instead of telling people, oh, you can't drink, that's not how I do it clinically. All I want you to do is have the experience, and then you make that choice. So I love that this trend is coming along. I don't see it slowing down whatsoever. I think it's going to speed up. I think we're going to see less and less alcohol consumption. I think we'll see it delegated more to the special events, that incredible glass of wine with that special dinner in those moments. And folks, that's not a problem. It's when we have this incredible glass of wine with every dinner. That's when we start to see challenges of downregulation of health with our alcohol. So I love this trend. Number 1 trend, decline in alcohol consumption, lowest in 90 years. I think this is absolutely awesome. Number 2 is that there is an increase. I love this one. There's an increase of people edifying and complimenting other people. I absolutely love this one. And listen, for any reason you say, well, I don't think that's true. I don't see that in my life. My simple answer to you would be, then just start doing it more often, and you will start to receive more edification and more compliments. In this same conversation, what I want to throw, it's edifying, complimenting, and people praying for each other. There's been this new resurgence of people just praying for each other, people with beautiful words and beautiful intentions, asking other people, hey, can I pray for you today? And the results are just unbelievable. You see people getting real in the moment. Now, I understand what a lot of you might also be thinking, that we're so divided right now. And I tell you what, I don't believe that to be true. I think it's highlighted in the media. I think it's highlighted in social media. Yet when you start to look around what's taking place day to day, you're meeting people out there. I think the light always outshines the dark, and I think love always outshines the evil. So with all that being said, I think that this is a trend that's not going to go away, that the greater good always outdoes the bad. And I think that we're going to see good conquer here. Is there going to be some evil things out there? I absolutely do. And I think this is the power in the individual ability that we have to make an impact. When you edify somebody and it's honest and it's sincere, when you compliment somebody, a complete stranger, hey brother, looking good in that hat today, whatever it may be, if you are honest and sincere with that, what you'll find, you're spreading the love. It's that simple. And the more we do of that, the more I think we're going to see it come full circle. So I think this is a trend that is happening more and more. No doubt because of some of the tragedies that took place this year, the loss of Charlie Kirk and the awful vein that it took place in. I think that has spurned some of it, or a lot of it, quite frankly. Yeah, even prior to that, I think this was strongly trending, that people were more and more. And I'll take just a short example of this. I have more people asking me about my health and how I'm doing. And I'm their doctor. They're coming in and say, Doc, how you doing today? How's your week been? Are you getting some time to, they know I love hanging out at my farm. They're asking me about my farm and all these different things where people have always been polite, but I think we're all taking it to another level, and I'm going to encourage and do it. I love this trend. This is my favorite one. I think I might say that each time this goes through, each one I talk about. Anyways, edifying, complimenting, and even praying for each other. I think it's absolutely wonderful. And it also gives us an exercise in learning how to receive, which I think is incredible as well. All right. So that's trend number 2. Trend number 3 This is a little bit different, but this is just me having a great observation. And I think, again, this is just an incredible trend, and I'll explain to you why I think it's happening. I find that people are eating less frequently. They're not bound to the whole conversation or the kind of the hypnosis that we've all had of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Remember, that's a made up thing. And then it became breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, dessert. To just overconsumption. And I think this has happened for a couple of reasons. One, collectively, I would say that more and more people are allowing themselves to be intuitive. And that's the answer. So if you're listening to this and you and I have sat down on a virtual appointment, we've had a nutritional consult, almost always, 95% of the time, I'm always going to encourage you to become more intuitive, to listen to your body, things that it likes and things that it doesn't. Now, you got to get clean to be able to really do that. But nonetheless, being intuitive is always one of the greatest medicines that we have. And I think the other reason for this is there was this long trend in the biohacking world. A lot of people this is probably a good decade and a half now. We've been talking about intermittent fasting and fasting. And I think so many people experimented with it and had such amazing results with it. Even though they may not be abiding by a strict, 16-8 or 18-6, whatever it may be, they're not abiding by a clock accountability anymore. Yet I think we're seeing more and more people just recognize they just do better by not putting their body under all of that work, that duress all the time. Make no mistake, folks, when we eat, it takes tremendous amount of resources. Digestive system, part of our immune system, the blood, all of these different things have to take place just to digest our food. And now I think we're just seeing collectively people being more intuitive, people getting a little bit more in tune with their body and recognize, man, maybe I'm going to skip breakfast and I'll just eat when I'm hungry. And I'll always tell you, never eat if you're not hungry. And moms and dads, hear me out. Don't get mad at me for this one, but please stop forcing your kids to eat. When they're hungry, they will eat. If they say they don't like the food, they're not hungry enough. Stop feeding them crap. Only provide good things, and they will get hungry for those good things. It might take some tough love, but I know this works because this is how we grew up. And so, yes, there was plenty of times I had to go to bed hungry because I wouldn't eat my food because I was too picky. But I tell you what, overall it worked out. So with that being said, I love this one as well. I'm going to keep saying that this little trend right here, that people getting more intuitive and they're just eating less frequently, not just kind of going, well, it's breakfast, it's lunch, it's 12 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I'm going to eat. Health benefits are huge. Things like insulin resistance, weight loss, brain fog clears up, balancing of our hormones. All of these things happen when we have timeouts from eating. So I'm going to encourage all of you, especially there's other subtleties. We increase the ability for autophagy. We're going to continue to help things like cellular turnover, wake up the mitochondria. I can go on and on here. You can see that I love intermittent fasting. I love having timeouts. I can go a little bit farther and tell you, I still think one of the best weapons against things like cancer cells, viruses, and flus and stuff like that is intermittent fasting. We kill off the weak cells. All right. That being said, let's keep cruising along here and get into number 4 here. This is another exciting one, a big trend that I see taking place. And it's almost as if this one is coming back a little bit, but it's coming back with massive momentum and multiple capacities of doing that. And that is the idea of self-care. And I'm not just talking about biohacking. So biohacking is a lot of, we'll talk like, let's call that like the particular types of exercise and things like that. This, I'm talking about self-care of receiving care, of giving your body, the human that you are, an opportunity to function at a better level. Specifically, things like more and more people going out and visiting their chiropractor, not because they just have neck pain or back pain, because they just function better when they stay well adjusted. People are getting more massages. How do I know this? In our area, all of our massage therapists, all of them, independent ones working in clinics, if they're a good massage therapist, they're busy. And we're talking weeks out, appointments upon appointments, which is a good trend, folks. It tells me people are taking better care of themselves. And I'm going to go farther with that. So now we're seeing more variety of ways to take care of chiropractic, acupuncture, massage. But now we're also seeing places where you just go and receive things like red light therapy. I'm going to throw in there sauna. I'm going to throw in there cold plunging. Now we have these businesses that are opening up of you just receiving all of these services, which is absolutely amazing. And they're not necessarily just to overcome a health issue. A lot of these are just to elevate your health. And that's why I'm calling this a trend of 2025, and it's huge. So we're seeing more and more people looking to participate in their health. I absolutely love this one because it tells me that something is clicked. If you're asking me what I think clicked, I think COVID did it. I think that was this really bad / evil thing that took place, and a greater good came of it. There's so many people now moving, trending toward better things in their life, taking better care of themselves, educating themselves, becoming a little bit more intuitive, becoming a little bit more aware of all the things out there. Because the truth is, are there a lot of things out there suppressing our health? Is it true? Are there things floating in the sky? Are there chemtrails going on? Yes. Is there a thing to do with this 5G? Yes, there is. Is there forever chemicals just about everywhere? Yes. Pesticides, herbicides. Yes. All of these things are true. And once we come to then the answer is, what can I do? And that's where I think so many of these trends of just taking better care of thyself, loving thyself more. That's why I get excited to think about this. And again, this could be your outline for 2026 of just looking at these and asking yourself, are you moving in the direction, and how fast or how far could you move in each one? So this self-care as almost a mainstream practice, I absolutely love it. And I want to add one little thing here. A lot of those things I just mentioned there in the past might have been put into that category of almost being self-indulgent. Oh, you're getting a massage every other week, every week, or you're going to a chiropractor just to feel better. And they were kind of categorized as the self-indulgent, or you don't need to do that. Well, don't listen to any of that kind of just mumbo jumbo, that noise in the background. For those of you who are doing it, it basically says to the universe, I love and care for myself. I honor this gift that my creator gave to me. And although there's a struggle every single day, I'm going to do what I can, when I can, and how I can to take better care of this gift. And when you do self-care, like things I just mentioned, whether it's chiropractic care, massage, you're going to a stretch zone, a stretch lab, you're going to get red light therapy, whatever these things may be, float tanks, whatever it may be, all of these things where you are just going there to just be able to function and operate a little bit better in this world. God bless you. Keep doing it. Amen. All right. The last one. All right. In that category too, that I don't want to leave this out. One of the other things that we see in that trend is people just collecting data. We see all these wearables, and I put that in that category of people gaining information of how to continue to improve self-value, self-functioning. Put labs into that category. Now people are getting labs. They're not even sick. Do you understand how big of a dichotomy that is? How a shift in paradigm? You typically you would never get labs to just check and see how things are going, to see if there's any writing on the wall, or to see if there's anything you could improve or should pay attention to. Right now, the majority of labs that are, I don't know, maybe that's not accurate. I would say for a lot of the functional medicine docs out there, like myself, we are seeing more and more people just asking, hey, can I run some labs? I haven't run them. I'm 45 years old. I haven't done a complete, comprehensive panel. We're seeing more and more people just want to collect data to see how to do self-improvement. So keep doing it. All of those things I put in that self-care category. And the good news is I continue to see what happens here, folks. I see this trend going forward. And as the trend moves forward, it improves those services because more demand, it becomes more competitive. The massage therapists have to get better at their trade. Same thing with the chiropractors or the businesses that are offering the saunas or the red light therapies. They have to continue to be very intelligent or they're improving their systems and their services. So there's a big victory. The more we utilize them, they all get better and everyone wins as a result of it. So keep doing your thing. Keep allowing yourself to participate in self-care. And listen, if this conversation is hitting you like, oh my goodness, I don't do anything. I don't consider the gym is definitely self-care, but that's not self-receiving. And that's a big difference here. I'm talking about allowing yourself to receive, giving yourself an opportunity where something else helps you get healthy, become a better version of yourself, to sit down, get a massage, to have someone else help you stretch out, to have someone else align your spine, get an adjustment, to have someone else maybe set you up under some red light therapy and you just sit there and receive. All the other workout stuff, beautiful, but I don't really put that in the self-care category. That's working out. That's like in the health category, yes, but the self-care, a little bit different. So if you're listening to this and you're doing none of those things, maybe that's the thing that for 2026, you make a commitment to start receiving some self-care. And you know what will happen? You know what the benefit will be? You'll get healthier. That's going to be the benefit. There'll be no downside to when you start taking better care of yourself or receiving more. And I think that's another lesson for all of us. Just the ability for us to learn how to receive a little bit better, whether it's from a compliment or someone edifying us or from someone physically helping us, spiritually, energetically, whatever that may be. I think all of us would be a little bit better off if we learned how to receive just a little bit better here. All right. Last but certainly not least is one of my favorite trends. Everyone's probably already heard of this one, but folks, muscle is back, which is awesome. Why this went away, I'm not sure, but for some reason, a couple decades passed by and the idea of building muscle just went away. And of course, it was for the gym people only, but now it's back. And especially for women, I love it. I think it was kind of intimidating for a while, but it is no longer a secret and muscle is back. I see more and more women now than ever starting to embrace the idea of lifting weights, of getting stronger again, because here's the truth. Hear me out. These are some hardcore truths. Nobody wants to be weak and everybody loves being strong. I'm going to say it again. Nobody wants to be weak and everybody loves being strong. Now, is it a lot of work? You got to do a lot of things to get strong? Yes. Is it really easy to become weak? It sure is. Just do nothing. And unfortunately, in the past, it was accepted. But now we have more and more people super encouraging and kind of removing the barriers, meaning that you don't necessarily have to go to a gym and squat 300 pounds. Many times I'm encouraging my women who don't lift weights at all to go down to Targets, go down to their local sporting goods stores, get a set of 3 pounds, 5 pounds, and maybe 10-pound dumbbells and just start lifting those weights at home. I don't even care how you do them. Just push them over your head, push them out to your side. It doesn't have to be perfection. It just has to be able to do it a couple times today. And maybe in a year from today, you can do twice as much. That means you're stronger. And I'm going to give you some other details why I love this trend, because with data collection, with science, with the evolution of understanding, having more data through AI, we're learning some things, folks, and it's eye-opening, and it's eye-opening in a very exciting way. So when we think about cancer, a lot of it's very intimidating for people, and as it should be. But what we also know is that the number one survivability marker, the number one marker that lets us know if we're going to survive through cancer is muscle mass. This is very interesting. And no, the muscles aren't necessarily fighting the cancer. But what we recognize or deduct from this is more correlation versus causation, meaning this: if you are strong, it takes a lot to stay strong. It takes a lot to keep your muscle mass on. Therefore, your lifestyle must be pretty good, meaning that you are in the gym putting your body under stress and you're teaching your body how to break down and build up. And if you are fighting cancer, folks, that is the name of the game. You're going to have to break down and then build back up. You have to break down the cancer cells and build up healthy cells. So every time you work out, every time you push your muscles, you are training yourself to fight a cancer cell. And so the more we see people putting on muscle mass, the flip side of this is this, folks. So I said weak. No one wants to be weak. The flip side of this is the more fragile you are, the more likely you are not going to be able to handle the cancer or the potential treatments. I know this, whether you're taking a holistic path or you're taking an allopathic path or a combination of the two, and you have to fight cancer, it's hard work. It's hard work. Yeah. So either way, is it doable? Yes. And if you've been training yourself, you've been practicing hard work 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, 7 times a week, you're training your body to do the hard things. When that happens, if for some reason you get diagnosed or you get the confirmation that you have the boogly woogly disease, whatever it may be, you can rest assured that you've trained for that moment. And now you just have to increase your strategies and be very targeted in your actions. And there's a likelihood that you're going to have some great results. But if for some reason you are not, and you're taking kind of the soft road out, and I want this to hit home, if this hurts you a little bit, so be it. That's why I'm doing it. So if you're saying, man, I don't do hard things, if you get faced with hard things, folks, you're not going to do well. I know this. I practiced for the past 30 years. It is very, very predictable for me to predict the outcomes when people have really bad things with their health, really bad diagnoses. I can predict, unfortunately, very accurately in advance based on their prior lifestyle. So I'm going to encourage everyone out there from 2026, raise your bar. If you're not doing hard stuff, start doing it. Normalize your hard stuff. Ask anybody that works out regularly. Ask anyone that has a disciplined diet. If it's hard, they'll tell you now, no, but it was once. And the reason that they say it's not hard anymore is because they've normalized it. It's just like getting up early on a regular basis. In the beginning, it's probably hard. Then after a while, you just get up. You get up at 5, you get up 5:15, and it's no big deal for you. So with that being said, keep raising the bar. Go have some fun, make some muscle. Again, I don't know anybody. I've never heard it. 30 years of practicing, 50 plus years on the face of this earth. I've never heard anyone say, man, I'm too strong. I wish I wasn't this strong. I've never heard anyone say that. I hear some people think, this comes from my women, they think that when they start lifting weights, that they're going to build such big bodies that they're not going to like their body. And women, no chance. Anyone out there, you women are listening to this right now, you know exactly what I'm about to say, meaning that you start putting on some muscle, you love the way it feels and the way that it looks. You rarely will ever say, I've got too big a muscle. You don't say that because you're proud of the hard work it took to get that muscle on your body. All right. So those are my top 5 trends for 2025. Quick review here for you. Which the first one, and again, no particular order, but there's an overall decline in alcohol consumption. Lowest rates in 90 years. Absolutely love it. The edifying is number 2. Edifying and complimenting and praying for other people is trending up. I'm going to encourage you to do so today. If you haven't edified anyone today, go make that happen right away. Third, intuitive eating, essentially intuitive eating, but eating less frequent. And I will tell you, that is a longevity strategy. People who eat least often live the longest. I'll say that again. The people who eat the least often live the longest. So that's a great trend to have. Self-care as a mainstream practice. That's number 4. So the things like getting your chiropractic adjustments, your massages, your red light therapies, your saunas, your stretching, all of those different things, go get them. Acupuncture, make sure that you continue to give back to yourself, because this is a gift that we receive from our Creator. And last but not least, muscles back, folks. Get some more muscle this year. I don't care what age you are. You start working out today, anything, go get yourself some dumbbells, start lifting them regularly. You get stronger this year than you were last year, which is beautiful. All right, a couple quick announcements and we'll wrap this one up. We have our cleanse coming up. Many of you have participated in our cleanse. I'm going to encourage you to do it again. We kick it off in January of 2026. I believe it's going to kick off on January 5th. If you haven't done a cleanse before, we have 2 options, a 10 and a 21 day. If you've never done one before, I'll tell you to start with the 10 day. And then if you want to expand, or you're doing really good, and this is pretty much what most people end up doing. If you are doing really good, you just call us. We send you the additional supplements you may need to continue on for 21 days. This falls into the entire this conversation of just trending to get healthier. Listen, there's nothing really easy, even though I'm going to tell you it's not that hard. There's nothing really easy about cleansing, because it takes emotional discipline. The timing is always tough. No matter what it is, there's always excuses. But for those of you who cleanse and continue to have these moments of the year where you do a hunker down phase, these are the critical steps that we do. These are the game changers. These are the moments that give us lasting change. I don't expect all of your changes from your cleanse to last all year long. I expect it to raise the bar. And so many of you have cleansed with me for probably the last decade or so. And that's exactly what you say. When I first started this, I drank this much, or I ate these kind of foods, and I don't eat them anymore. and now you're eating clean. And now this is just an opportunity to clean it out. So we're going to have, right now we currently have, I'll make sure there's a link below. You can click onto it. There'll probably be some information there. We have early bird specials going on. Take advantage of that opportunity. If you've never cleansed before, do not be intimidated and just go for it anyways. So we certainly have that. And for those of you who do want to run labs, I'll make sure there's a link in there for you as well. There's a cool thing that we're doing this year. We did it last year where if you're looking to really start your year off robustly, you can do your cleanse, and we've included an option to do your cleanse and then follow up by doing a full lab panel, whether you're female or male, and we can send these to you. We can give you a requisite via email. You can then go to wherever you are, get your labs drawn, and then we sit down virtually, and we put a pretty good discount on that as well. So we only do that on this time of year for the cleanse. So if you're looking to go all in, start off your 2026 year like you've never done before, instead of just trying to catch up, hit the ground running, make this most, maybe the healthiest year of your life, regardless of your age. It always depends on your actions. So, all right, with that being said, and all that stuff will be in I guess the links below. We'll make sure that is there. All right, folks, keep doing the thing, keep raising the bar, keep leveling up your own health, and make sure you're taking deliberate action for your mind, your body, overall wellness. Y'all be awesome.